Let's see here. Make sure we get that done and this done. And morning, folks. How y'all doing? We are plowing in a new field here. Um, just got the edges of it done. As you can see, we had to do a little bit of edging. It was nice that we were able to have this thing in here so that I could clean up my edges a little bit because it was nowhere near perfect. But we got that L shape going on. That's our goats and our sheep. I looked at putting in a uh, some cattle. Still trying to decide which one of these I might be able to use um, to put some cattle in. And this may change. This area here, it might be pulled back a little bit because it is using a fair bit. Um, Currently got this fella here. He's doing us a big favor, and he's putting in some oats on this field, and then we're going to send him over to this one and plow in oat or seed some oats in over there. But yeah, we need to plow this field in, and then we're going to get over here and we're going to plant grass out through here. I hope y'all been having a good weekend. I need to get to plowing because I don't have a whole lot of time left in March. Want to get the grass, go ahead and put it in, get it growing. Sorghum is going to be planted next month. Putting our oats in now. I probably could have made that a little bit. Anyway, it's fine. Now that we got this tractor here, it's got 220 horsepower, so she can pull this field pretty good at a decent speed. Yeah, got the edges cleaned up all the way around. We finally did get our house built. I'll have to show y'all that here shortly. Morning, Miss Dust Bunny. Hope you're doing well this morning. But yeah, we finally got our house built. As you can tell, we got a fair a bit of money in the bank. So because we're not using the wood beams and wood planks anymore for building a house, we were able to sell some of that off, which made life a little easier. We have set up a couple of I said I was going to put a commercial type area down in near the road. I've started that, but part of the problem with that is that, well, it's not very level there. So the landscaping has been giving me a few small issues. It's on a slight slope. I wouldn't want to say that real quick, would I? So it's giving some issues, but I've got a fair stack. You know what? We'll just go over there and have a look, see real quick. Let's see. Do that real fast. As you can see, our oak is growing nicely. We were able to take this one tree out that was in the road over here so we won't wind up hitting it. Let's go have a look at a house real quick. Well, there you go, fully built house. Of course, we ain't done no landscaping around it and cleaned it up, make it look pretty. We ain't put any hedges or trees or any of that in. Wardrobe's right there, and the sleep button is here, which, anyway, that don't make no sense to me, but whatever. It is, There's a bedroom here. Now you can tell a guy lives here because, well, as you can see, there ain't a whole lot of furniture. Definitely ain't a bunch of pictures or anything. Ain't no throw pillows or any of that stuff around. This is, I'm not even really sure what this is. I assume it's an office. Then we got the kitchen in here with another couch, just in case. Bathroom. That has got to be like a 1950s fridge. Hey, look, you get what you can, as long as it works and it's functional, who cares, right? Another bedroom up here. Not really sure why they didn't put like the trigger up here. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. Um, yeah, that, anyway, another bedroom here. Got a little spot, another bathroom, and I guess this would be the game room. Yeah, okay. Open area here. I'm still trying to figure out where they put the insulation. Whatever. It is definitely minimal. No doubt about that. Fireplace in the kitchen. I mean, we could, I mean, sorry. Putting a little spot right here where you could throw a pizza in there would have been a really good idea, I think. But anyway, that's just me. So, yeah, not super brilliant or anything like that, but it is a cool looking place. Um, so yeah. All right. Um, I think this fella over here might be done. Let's just jump over to him real quick. Yep, he's done. We're gonna have to put some more seed in here, some more fertilizer for him to go to that next field. But yeah, we planted oats in this field, and I thought that was the best thing. I have eaten pineapple on pizza. My youngest daughter used to love the Hawaiian pizza that I think it was Domino's. Domino's or Pizza Hut, I can't remember. One or the other. Maybe it was both. I can't remember. Anyway, they called it a Hawaiian pizza, and anytime we ordered pizza, that's what she got. So she was all like, "Oh, you got to try this, Dad." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." So yes, I have eaten that before. Um, it's not bad. It's not bad. So let's get this over here so they can start getting that field done. Cause like I say, I got a fair bit of plowing to do. Um, I may have to consider widening these out a little bit. I mean, it just barely fits through here. Um, Now, if you're wondering why there's green in here, I went into the landscaping. You can see where the pine needles are right here. This is going to be everything past the pine needles. All these trees past the pine needles are going to be cut. So, yeah. Um, it's a work in progress, but yeah, all those trees will be cut, and eventually, even the trees within the pine needle area will be replaced. But I'm looking at putting trees that come across through here. Um, let's see if we can't get this started. Yeah, that's fine. Have fun. All right, let's get back to our tractor. So yeah, um, I have a vision of how I want to do this, and um, the pine needles help me kind of keep up with how I want to do it. So we'll have trees that come out to about here, and then that have trees starting here, and then they'll sort of go through there. This will probably narrow down a little bit more. And then we'll have more trees out this way too. But that will allow us to make that field right there a little bit bigger, which is nice. So we put in Granny's knitwear over here. We put a couple of them in. But as you can see, this slopes. So we had to flatten it out a little bit over here to be able to get these in here. I don't know that I like this much of a slope on here. I may have to tinker around with the landscaping a little bit more to get it on a bit more of a gradual slope. But for now, we'll get some. Oh, it is a good mod. We'll get some. We'll extend this road in front and around the back side of these. As you can tell, there's a bit of a slope here, and then it kind of flattens out. And that's because I flattened this area through here. But yeah, this is where our, in quotation marks, commercial area will be, far away from our homes, our actual homestead. So we'll see how we go. The mod that we are using for the wood products, the wood chip products, I've decided that we'll run that about once a month, and I'm trying to fix it to where I can get it down to where it only produces about 6 or 7 pallets per month. But for now, the 2 sawmills are producing quite well. This is what we've got out of them. I think this is almost 2 months. So yeah, we've got a fair few of the long planks and wood beams. We still have the MDF. So we've got a couple of pieces of furniture in here, and then we got the OSB and the MDF boards. These can only be sold for decent profit in January, and I kind of missed the mark on that. So the furniture over here, we've basically only throwing in long planks. We're letting the short planks run out, and then we'll only be doing it with long planks because I've got both sawmills running long planks and wood beams. And then this facility here, every time wood chips come out, like this wood chip right here, we just take that and we can hold it. Just take that and put it in there. We've got 87,000 wood chips in there at the moment, and then, like I said, we'll run it once a month. Once I get the XML stuff sorted out. I don't know if we're going to keep the driveway, but I don't know if we're going to keep these trees this close to the driveway because, well, it's going to be a little bit of a logging operation in here, so, but that's something for another time anyway. So back to plowing. Now I've got my old tractor, the one I originally started out with, has been tasked with doing the all it does is wood, so it's the logging operation. And then this tractor and this is the newer tractor, even though it's got 65 hours on it, and the other tractor, they've been tasked with field work. So yeah, figure That makes sense. They're bigger tractors. They got about, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 220 horsepower each, which means they can pull basically everything I've got at this point in time um, with relative ease. The cedar I got, that case, is, well, it doesn't have a very big um, seed or fertilizer storage in it. So I may have to look for something different on that. Because this is going to be a really big grass field. But in saying that, I'm looking at putting down um, a decent size um, cattle barn for the Dairy Queens and decent size beef barn as well. So we're going to need the grass to make TMR. Now, I don't know that, well, the grass you plant is supposed to be better than the meadow grass. But I'm always one of those that I'll plant it, I'll do a first cut on it, and then I'll measure that against the previous cuts I've had with meadow grass just to see how well it works. So we'll find out. Um, yep, can't miss that bit. I've been running the Holsteins personally. Um, then again, yeah, I've got a little bit of experience with the Holsteins. I've never actually, I don't think I've actually done a comparison with the two. And this is probably not the save I should do it on, but I may do it on another save I have, where I've already got a, like on the Welker's barn, like the Welker's save, because I can sell off all the Holsteins I got there, put in a bunch of brown Swiss and see how they do. Um, I may do that at a later time. But it's sort of like the sheep. On the Welker save, I had the I can't see here. Well, I'd have to go over to the sheep pen to look, but the ones I've got in there right now are the ones I found. These guys, the land race. Uh, yes, I've churned butter too. Um, but these guys here. Oh, look at that. We've got more sheep. Yay. Um, Lots more sheep. So these guys I found produce really well. So yeah. But I mean they have kind of a little bit of a limitation on what you can have in the game. Um, I mean it's sort of like the Angus. You have black Angus, but when you buy black Angus to put them into your pen, some of them are brown, and it's like I've never seen a brown black Angus before. But okay, whatever. I do find it amusing though. I mean, to me that's just lazy. If you buy black Angus, all the black Angus should be black. How hard would it be to code that into the game? I mean, it's just I find that amusing. But no. I guess we can classify that the brown ones as a crossbreed. At least that's what I do in my brain. Um, but yeah, like I said, we've been doing some work here. Um, and we're making some decent money. Well, yeah, I guess they could be red Angus, but they look brown to me. Like I said, I mean, they could be a crossbreed between something else. I don't know why you would crossbreed them because, well, Black Angus is some of the better meat you can get, so I'm not really sure why you would be crossbreeding them. But yeah, Giants is funny in that regard. Um, so our oak trees, the ones here, yeah, no, this doesn't look perfect. But the ones all the way to the right over here, that first line is almost full grown. This one here. Um, we will be cutting these before too long. We're gonna have to. But of course we're getting rid of as much of the spruce as possible first. I am giving consideration to knocking the two small sawmills out, selling them off, and putting in one really big one. But I guess I'm gonna have to do a save somewhere and see what that does. Yeah, Brahmin are good. Um, we used to have Brahmin personally. We had Brahmin. Uh, Good meat. But everybody likes the whole idea of Black Angus and blah blah blah. I mean, decent meat's decent meat. Doesn't really matter where it comes from. Um, but you know, I'm not gonna go on a rant. I do like Brahmin. Um, some of the bulls are a little temperamental, to say the least. But they're a good looking cow. So let's see. Um, the one thing I don't like that Giants did was when they put in the I mean, it's nice that you can tell the workers to go, do the headland and all that stuff. But I would much prefer um, them allowing us to be able to tell the workers to go just back and forth, up and down, because it would be really nice to have a worker following me along with a seeder and seating over there while I'm doing the plowing. It would make this, um, I think it is actually, if I remember right. Heifer, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Heifers came from England, or I have to go look that up now, but I'm almost 100% sure they are. But as I was saying, it'd be nice if Giants would allow us to be able to tell a worker to just say, you guys go up and down this field and stop when you run out of spots to seed, if you know what I mean. But it's one of the things I liked about FS22. Just back and forth, be happy. You didn't need all the extra. So I think that worker is done over there. Let me pop over to the other tractor real quick. And, no, he still ain't done. Alright, fine. That's a fairly small field over there, actually. You can turn off the headlands, but if you turn off the headlands, they only do up and down in the middle of the field. It didn't used to be like that. So it used to be that you could tell them to literally just go up and down a field. But if you look, let me jump over to him real quick. So if you look, there's you can't like tell it not to do headlands. You can't tell it just to do. I mean, like, I guess technically you could work the headland, but when you turn the headlands off, work the headlands off, they just won't do around the edges. They'll just do right in the middle. But back in FS22, if you told them to start here and just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, they would. And that's all they do. They just go from one end of the field to the other, turn around and do it back and forth. I actually preferred it that way. And then they put this in, and it was like, well, now I can't tell them just to go back and forth. So it would be nice if, because like I said, if I just told him to get on this field and start seeding, like in FS22, I've done this before, and had him literally running up and down the field as I created it, basically. Obviously there were a few hiccups with that, but other than, I mean, for the most part, yeah, it went well. So them changing that out from what it was in FS22 kind of threw me off a little bit. Not gonna lie. I actually preferred it the other way. I mean, for the most part, most fields are more or less square. It's basically one of the easiest ways to make a field, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't be making square fields. I mean, if you go round and round with us, plows don't like going on curves. Um, not like the one we've got here. It's a straight line type of thing. But anyway, it is what it is, and I can work around it. I just wish they would put that back into this itineration or this particular game, so that we'd have options, I guess you could say. Because sometimes it just isn't work. I mean, why make a headland for seeding? I don't really understand that, but okay, whatever. I mean, I kind of get it in some ways. I guess in some ways it is a bit slack. Like, maybe it's not as efficient. I don't know. But it always worked for me. I mean, you're going to be in the field for a while no matter what you do. So, yeah. This field's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, but oh well. Missed that one little bit right there. Alright. And the one thing I do like about, like, I know a lot of people don't like doing the periodic plowing, But the one thing I do like about it is if you plow, for the most part, you're not going to get weeds in a plowed field. So that's kind of nice. Yes, ma'am. Not a problem. Sometimes I don't always put things across in the best way. But yeah, I've also decided that part of that area that I've cordoned off, um, in the green area there, is also going to be reserved for TMR production, like an actual TMR production that I can put down, placeable. Um, the goat and sheep pens will hold up to 300 in them. I did not change up the pasture area on those. I did tinker around a little bit earlier, trying to put a cow barn in, and I put in, which one was it? Hang on a sec. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Um, and even with putting, okay, so I put this in, like I put it in sort of like right here. So I placed it down. Um, Hello, Miss Sandra. How are you doing today? So I placed this barn down. It's 25,000. Or wait, no, I think I placed it down. Yeah, I placed it down like this, up against here. And when I did, I made the field of it like go this way, all the way over here, and then back. And when you place that down, it says it will, you can have 10 cows. Well, even with that pretty decent sized field I put down, or pasture area I put down, I could only have 37. And I'm like, I can literally put this down and have more. Or I can put, which one was it? This one? I have 120 in this one. So why would I place that down and only get 25 or whatever it was? Doing pretty good. Just plowing a field. Um, got to put grass down because I'm planning on getting some cows shortly, and I'm gonna need some TMR. Um, I mean, this has already been planned. I had this planned well ahead of time, but I'm just getting around to doing it. Mostly because I just kind of slowed myself down with having to only be able to buy out of the discounts. I don't need. Oh wait. Ooh. Ooh. Hmm. Yeah, I think we'll buy that. Past is 7,000. Let's go 21. I don't know. I don't know if my. I don't know if my stupid harvester will fit over that. The pipe. Well, I guess we're about to find out. Cause we're gonna buy that. I like Continentals. So standard setup support old. What's new? We'll go old. Ladder. I'm not climbing up no ladder. Too old for all that. Cover. Yeah, nah, I ain't worried about all that. Okay. No plate. Purchase. Yep, we do need that. Because the one I've got right now has got that funny little thing under the front, and backing that son up's a pain in the butt sometimes. I mean, it's pretty sad. I backed up trailers all my life, and in this game, sadly, I can't seem to do it with a darn. All right, let's see. Go check on that worker real quick. Worker's finished. Okie dokie. Good stuff. But yeah, I need to cut out some of these trees so I can make this field a little bit bigger. Well, maybe it's a combination of both. Who knows? Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to widen this out. Alright, so we'll change this to grass. I don't think there's any point in actually cleaning it right now because we still have more seeding to do. Very small reservoirs for those for the seeds and the fertilizer. I don't know if I can increase those or not. We'll have to look. Maybe once we plow the field, we can actually get a worker on working on the seeding. Because I've got other stuff I need to do as well. Well, I don't normally have any issues backing a trailer. I mean, you'd think after 35 plus years of driving a truck, I'd know how to back something up, but in this game, nope. But yeah, I mean, I got a couple of trailers. I've got a trailer out. It's just an equipment trailer. I can back that thing up almost blindfolded. Put it where I want it every time. But in this game, yeah, it's kind of. And you're right. The physics in this game is kind of weird sometimes. Hey, Ghost, how you doing? Is it afternoon? Oh. Afternoon, Ghosty. Welcome in, man. We just tinkering, just doing some plowing. Just got through sending a worker over there and seeded a couple of fields for oats. Mainly so we can get more straw. I'm plowing this field here up to plant grass. If I quit missing spots. But I'm pretty happy with the tree farms we got going. Still got more work to do on certain things. Some more roads to put in. Got a few more productions I need to put in. And I got a fair bit of wool in that storage over there I need to take over to Granny's knitwear and get it started. because some clothes would make us get a little bit more money going on. I mean, I guess I could sell the wool, but honestly, I've never ever actually heard of the sheep that we have in the pen. Um, kind of weird. Hey T-Bill, how you doing? You working? On a break? Oh, okay, TBL. I honestly did not realize that you were streaming. Um, Apparently that didn't come through on my phone. I'm gonna have to check on that. I have noticed sometimes that I don't get notifications, which is a little bit of an annoyance. Do you have a good stream? Well, appreciate that, Mr. TBL. It's getting there. I showed we got the house built finally. Geez, that took forever. We are trying to make it look decent. Um, I'm gonna have to get in and catch you on one of your streams. I think we've got everything sort of close to where we want it on this homestead, as far as fields, and still got some work to do on placing more forest. But other than that, I think I've just about got it all worked out. I still need cows though. I like my cows. Well, I had a tent set up until I actually got the house built. So I lived in the tent for almost a year, or no, almost about a year and a half, I think it was, because the home only got built. I think it was just before in December. It was in December. It finally got built of last year on this save, because I just couldn't put the furniture out. Like, it was amazing. I was getting one piece of furniture out of that darn little carpenter shop, and like I put up a sawmill that did furniture, and it was a little bit excessive. Oh, hey Rusty, how you doing, man? How's life treating you? I noticed you was looking at running something today there, Rusty. How's your missus doing? She feeling any better? Yeah, apparently so. It is. Hang on a sec. I'll pop over there too. Um, I was showing it earlier. I just popped over. Well, that's not good, Rusty. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope she gets to feeling better. Yeah, we got this built. Um, it's like I was showing her. Like it looks good. Like it's not a. I mean, I'd own something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'd build something like that and be happy about it. But like, I don't even know if there's any. There's lights in here. I don't know if whether they turn on or not. And apparently I'm tall, so I am tall in real life, 6'3". So I'd run into stuff like this. It'd be bad. But yeah, it's built. We got a 50s fridge over here. Apparently we got that out of the salvage yard because we couldn't afford anything else. But yeah, it's not a bad looking little place. But I'm glad it's finally built and I can sleep in a house instead of a tent. Um, okay. I've got to look at um, that, that Panhandle Cap Rock map. You're not going to do your MP today, Rusty? I do like, I do like the old fridge. It's kind of cool, but so they don't have any. Well, that makes no sense. Why are you going to make it a constructible and then put lights in there and yet somehow fix it to where they don't light up? I guess it's just giants being giants. I mean, like I said, it's a cool looking place. Um, and I do have, um, I'm sure I have in here somewhere. There it is. I got some lights I could probably put in there. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I mean, that would fit, right? Yeah. Those are kind of cool. They look like little kerosene lamps. So yeah, I could do something with them. I could make lamps. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I had the A-frame on the Welker's Farm Challenge that Rusty had. And yeah, I just never could figure out how to turn lights on in that thing. That was weird. Well, that'd be kind of cool. Or if nothing else, kerosene lamps, you know? They do have their uses. I mean, I basically live in Hurricane Alley down here, and we got kerosene lamps. Although I'm sure the government would love us not to have kerosene lamps because, you know, dangerous and all that stuff. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Not really. But I just don't have the equipment on this challenge to actually get bigger equipment to be able to do it. I do have big bud in here. I could buy that at some point, I guess, but it's got to show up in the used vehicle sales. Yeah, some of them are kind of cool. The old kerosene lamps, they are. You used to have, many, many moons ago, you used to have a kerosene heater. That thing worked a treat. I ain't even gonna lie about that. I had an old camp that, after installing some um, insulation in it, it wasn't hooked up to electricity, so um, everything we used was basically gas, like, you know, cooked on a gas stove that was hooked up to a propane tank. Um, Kerosene heater so it could stay warm during the winter. Kerosene lamps, you know, it was great. Or candles, you know, whatever worked. Just need some light. Nowadays you got those power seals that you can use and all that nifty stuff. I actually still have a gas stove, like one of those camping stoves. I actually still have one of them that I use when I go camping and stuff. Of course, I ain't been camping in a while. Kind of hard to do that when you drive trucks for a living and you just ain't got no time. So does anybody have any ideas of like other mods that would work well for sort of a homestead build? I mean, I got a few, but um, I don't know. Anybody got any cattle barns that are pretty good? Need to put some cattle up. I always put cattle up on just about any save I do. So now I've just recently started putting up sheep and goat. Well, I put up sheep because the wool's pretty good, but I just recently started putting up the goat pens. Well, yeah, I do cattle because I make money off cattle. You put in the Dairy Queens, you make money off their milk. I don't know, Ghost. Like, some of the ones I've got are just, hang on a second, I'll just bring it up. So if you look, like, this one, this ain't got no milk. I don't know if you can put milk in it or I think I have something. Was it under tools or extensions maybe? I had something that I could put down like liquid manure, um, manure heap extensions, slurry storage. Um, I do like eating meat. It's good. Rajat G Plays Farm Building Pad. That's good for old homestead. Okay. Well, I'm looking for something cattle wise. Um, See, I was thinking something along the lines of like this old Australian milk shed. That'd be something like you'd find around, back in the older days. Um, I looked at this. Only holds 25 though. So I don't have a lot of cow barns. So that sounds good. Well, I thought this one would be kind of cool. Um, like old cow barn, but like it can only hold 10, and I fixed it up to where I could set it up like right here, and then instead of I customized the pasture, but after customizing the pasture, I could only put 37 in it, and it's like that's kind of weird. Because I literally took it all the way to the edge here, basically to the edge here, and then out here somewhere and back over. But I can only hold 37 in it. I don't know if I need to put it up here and just turn this entire L shape into a freaking field. I don't know. I just found it weird. But something like the older, American style cow barns and stuff like that. So it's just a cow pen? It's not a barn? I need to be able to get milk out of it, basically. But I don't want it to look like, the brand new stuff you can get. Like, um, I don't want to put this one down. This is super new and fancy and all that. You're not going to put that on a homestead. You know, more likely you'd have something like I was showing earlier, like something like that on a homestead. But yeah, I mean, not saying you wouldn't be running, 200 head of cows or whatever you could put on it. You're gonna put as many in there as you can that the land will support. But yeah, I don't want the fancy stuff. I put that one on Welkers. It did pretty good. But yeah, if you can send that to me, it'd be great. Like I said, I just want something that's going to look right for a homestead. 'Cause like the log cabin, it's one of the reasons I built the log cabin is because that looks like something you would build on a homestead. I mean, I would if I was running one. I'd build that log cabin. Except I'd make sure it had electricity, or at the very least kerosene lamps or something like that, so I could see. Unfortunately, I am not able to see in the dark, as much as I wish I could sometimes. I think we'll go this way now. Almost done. Then we get to start seeing fun and games. Yeah, I still got a lot planned for this. I want to make these wooded areas look more natural. There's so much spruce on this. The spruce, me and the spruce just don't get along. There ain't enough wood in the spruce or leaders in the spruce. I need something that's going to really knock it out of the park. But beggars can't be choosers, and I do like this map. Um, I don't know if anybody else has ever played it, before, the Lonely Valley map. But it's really nice. It's a P. I got the PC version. I don't know if there's a console version or not. I may have to. I'll have to look that up actually. Although now that I think about it, that field I put in, I keep forgetting. I'm not on Welker's farm anymore, where one plot of land was, you know, freaking 80 acres or whatever. Um, I do have Discord. Um, Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for that, Ghosty. Appreciate that. Cow pasture with milk and bone. Appreciate that, Ghost Boy or Ghosty. I do. Like those are useful things. Uh, Sorry, I got another message on. Just give me a second. I got a message on my phone. I'm trying to. Huh. Okay. Sorry about that. Just got distracted there for a moment. But yeah, TBO, if you want to send that through, I'd greatly appreciate it because I'm always looking for mods that will help me make things seem a little bit more realistic and fit with sort of the theme of what I'm doing. Like I say, some of the mods are really, really good, and some of the mods are just a little um, over the top. You know what I mean? Thank you, TBL. Appreciate that, man. I will look at it momentarily. Does anybody know if you can actually get like um, workers to do the plowing? I've never really known one way or the other. I always assumed that you had to do it because basically you're creating a field. So, or is it? Thanks, thanks, TBL. Greatly appreciate it, man. Um, so I don't know if you can actually get a worker to finish creating the field or if you have to do it yourself. I've always just done it myself because have you seen the way some of those workers work? It's kind of scary. Well, that's kind of cool. All right. Thanks, Ghost. I was wondering about that. I've never actually tried to figure out whether you could do it or not. I just kind of figured you wouldn't be able to because you're literally creating a field and the AI would probably get lost. Yeah, I don't think I've got AI on. I don't think I've got GPS on this yet because I'm still creating it, if I recall correctly. 250. 250 is good. Heck, the one I built on Welkers had a capacity of I think it was 1100 or 1150, and mind you, I couldn't even get 1150 in there because I couldn't keep up with the TMR on it. They're y'all students? Really? Now I know what's going on. I had one on I think it was on the Welker save. He just kept going around and around, going backwards. He couldn't figure out where he was going. I just sat there and watched him for a while. 16,000? Holy crap. That's 16, that's a lot, 16,000. Were you able to fill it? All 16,000? 16,000 goats. That's a lot of goats, man. Oh, okay. He didn't come to class that day. All right. I'm gonna have to we have to make sure they went to class before they came to work. I mean, I don't really mind what they do out on the road, but when they're plowing a field or if they're seeding a field or whatever, I prefer if they were actually able to do what I needed them to do without taking 10 forevers. I hire them so I can get other stuff done, not so I have to go back and redo what they've messed up, if you know what I mean. I bet you're making some money off that goat milk. 16,000 goats, holy crap. I'm not one of those, I don't normally play on bigger maps. Like, I mean, I played on Welker's Farm, because Rusty had that challenge going on, but I'm not usually somebody that plays on big maps. Um, Normally I keep mine to, you know, total of about 100 acres or thereabouts. So, um, having one field like on Welker's that was almost 100 freaking acres is like, okay, 24 million in a month. Well, you're definitely not having money problems. Goat milk is actually um, very productive. Like like it sells pretty good. I mean, whoops, that was the wrong one. So let's see. Yeah, goat milk. I mean, it sells for a little over 5,000. Like that's the top, that's the bottom. There's not a big in between. So if you can do average of 5,000 a month, it's selling 5133 right now. Yeah, it's a good money maker. That's why I'm actually thinking about adding in another goat pen. Yeah, that yeah, just one field, 100 acres. Holy crap! Although, granted, I did turn a third of it into basically a Dairy Queen area. I think that was 80, almost 90 acres on that one field. I saw that, which makes no sense, TBL. I mean, it's an extra process that you have to go through just to make the bottled milk, and yet it doesn't sell as well. It's like the goat cheese. The goat milk actually sells better than the goat cheese unless you're doing aged goat cheese, which is just weird. I just kind of shook my head and went on. Like, okay, whatever. Don't make a lot of sense, but hey, I guess you don't have to. It's a game. So for anybody that does wood chips, um, the wood chip production I got runs pretty well. It's just that it runs at a somewhat ridiculous rate. So if you haven't used it, um, even if you've got production control, like if you've got enough product in there, it will put out like I had it on 50% and it put out like 42 pallets of wood product, OSB and MDF board. Now it put out more OSB, which is basically plywood, than it did MDF, but still, it was a total of 42 bundles. I'm going to probably look at the XML on that and see if I can't change it up a bit. Yeah, I don't really, I don't think I've ever actually used the buffalo. I'm going to have to get on a map somewhere where I would be comfortable putting water buffalo on it. Mozzarella? Well, I mean, I don't know how to make this. Does anybody know how to make that gorgonzola? I don't know. But mozzarella sells top side for a little over 10 grand. Yeah, on this map. So yeah, it sells good. Never even heard of gorgonzola. What is that? Some it's a cheese of some kind. But oh, buffalo mozzarella. I'm sorry, buffalo mozzarella. Oh yeah, 15. Yes sir. Different category completely. Even so, just mozzarella selling for 10 grand is pretty dang good. Bhutan and Thai. I may look at that. Um, I, I think I do need I say I need another map that I can play on. Just relaxed instead of being challenged, I guess. But I don't know. Okay. Hmm. I like the sounds of that. Of course, my mom being Italian, maybe I'm a little bit biased in that area. Sounds good though. I'll have to have a look. I spent a long time looking for a map that would fit my criteria to run this particular challenge to myself, and came up with this one. I did look at the survival map, um, and a couple of others. I even looked at the possibility of doing the same map that Crustu's doing on his homestead thing he's doing right now. But I just wanted something that was a little different. Yeah, I'll have a look. Appreciate that, Miss Does Bunny. Appreciate it, TBL. You take care of yourself, man. Um, appreciate you popping in and saying hello. Greatly appreciate it, man. You take care of yourself. Have a good Sunday. But yeah, guys. Um, we almost done with this. It's been nice. I do love looking at a plowed field. Nice black earth. Beautiful stuff to me. Looks like I'm going to repair the tractor here shortly. I've been putting it through its paces. Now this one, when I bought it, had 60 some odd hours on it. The other one, when I bought it, had 23. So the other one's actually not not too bad. It does. It does. Sort of like the smell of fresh cut grass. I like the smell of fresh cut grass too. And rain. Love the smell of rain. Always nice. Just nice to be able to enjoy the simple things in life sometimes. And I'll see if it's I may have to fix it to where the worker will buy seed and feed, because this is a big field. I don't know if that seeder is going to work very well. It's only got 830 liters of seeds and fertilizer. That's a big field. Now I remember, I was thinking, I know there's something else I got to put down there at that commercial area, and I couldn't remember what it was, and it finally came to me. It was talking about smells, and one of the things I really like, I don't actually know, I think it's like it will steadily be running, like it's costing like $1 or something like that every time it runs along. I can't remember. But I'd rather do that than them run out in the middle of the freaking thing. Because when they run out, they just kind of lose their brains. When you come back to sort of tell them to continue on, they just kind of freak out. Or they have in the past. I don't know about now. But fresh bread. I love the smell of fresh baking bread. Baking bread. And that reminded me that I need to put in a bakery because I have oats and wheat and sorghum in that silo. It's not doing me any good sitting in that silo. So, yep, gotta put a bakery in and a grain mill. All that's gotta go over there in the commercial area. I haven't. Well, I haven't. Honestly, haven't seen this one, Rusty. Um, I'd never even heard of the Lonely Valley map. So, and yes, I I have not baked bread. Now I have baked biscuits, and I love the smell of baking biscuits. And we're talking about from scratch biscuits, not the kind you get out of the Pillsbury Doughboy roll up whatever things. So yeah, it is not on the Mod Hub. I actually located this. I think it was on King's Mods. I found this because I was looking for a map. And yeah, it had Lonely Valley, and from King Mods it took me to that IT whatever. I can't remember the name of it. Ichi.io or something like that, I think. Oh, nice, Mr. Rusty. Sounds very good. But yeah, I will bake biscuits from scratch. They're not Hawaiian. They're just regular old biscuits, but they are good. All right, so um, something goes in there. So, oh yeah, the cedar goes in there. All right, so that's all been plowed under, and now it's time to seed all of it. Almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon in game time. Let's see if it'll recognize it over here. And we will let the worker handle it. It does actually recognize it. Nice. Okay. Well, go into the settings. See, I have all of this off. I think we'll turn that on. I don't really need them to do that. And then we'll just let them start. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, this one. So one of the good things about having these sawmills running here is the fact that we can make money out of that wood. I still think we might have to take these trees out. Now this one, she don't go very fast, but she is reliable. So that's a good thing. I do need to stop checking in on the goats and the sheep. Make sure they've got everything they need. Yeah, they're doing pretty good there. What we got here? We can throw this over here. So we've got a little bit of goat milk in here. But we got a fair bit of wool. That's what we need to get right now. So and this old trailer, apparently it's a homemade trailer. This thing works really, really well, especially for bales and stuff. So okay. Looking good. All right. I don't know if all this is going to fit in the into the granny's knitwear, but we're going to take it over and find out. Oh, I appreciate that, Rusty. I really do. Um, but I like the friends I got. I mean, if we can have some new friends, that'd be great. All right, so I have found that Granny's is very particular about how it receives wool. So mostly I'm just going to take and throw it all. I think it will hold 40,000 total. 45, something like that. I don't know that I have 45, but whatever. I guess I'm going to have to go and see about getting another sheep pen. So I got 14,000. Alright. And then but Granny's is very loud, as you'll notice. I've never really understood why Granny's would be so loud. Okay, fine, just whatever. Get in there. Okay. $15,000. What? 12,000. Well, I thought I had a lot of wool, but apparently I don't. Alright, let's go in here and do this and activate. And activate. That should do the trick. Apparently we need more sheep. That is entirely possible, Dust Bunny. Entirely possible. All right, so that's our first two new commercial buildings. There will be more going in that area. And I think we need to put up another sheep pen. Oh, yeah, there is that too. What's today? Today's Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, today's Sunday. Sometimes I have a hard time catching up with the days I am currently on. Let's see now. If I remember right, on Welker's, I was running almost 900 sheep per sheep pen, and I had 3 of them. And I had 3 of the Granny's knitwears. I currently have 2 Granny's knitwear, so I think putting another sheep pen up would be a good idea. I'm glad I'm not the only one that loses days or can't remember the day of the week sometimes. All right, so let's have a look. See here, we have 250, but some of those are little ones, and this will hold 314. I know, they're kind of cute. Look at the little baby one right there, and look at the other ones. I got several of the little baby ones out here. Look at that. How cute is that? All right, so let's see. We'll jump the fence here. Okay. Thinking we can put another one of those right here. I was getting, if I remember correctly, I was getting somewhere around 15,000 liters of wool from 900 sheep. I'm going to have to go back into that save and have a look, because I don't think it was 900 per sheep pen. I think it was more along the lines of 300 a sheep pen or thereabouts. I think we're going to put another sheep pen down. That's what I think. So that means we're going to need, see, there's 30,000. If I remember right, it's 30,000. Yeah, it's 30,000 grass. So that would mean we'll get 5 out. I'm pretty sure I filled this water tank. Close. Alright. So we're going to put down another sheep pen. And there's weeds in this field, but it's like right here on the edge. But it's just weeds, right? Like right there. It's really weird. Alright, let's see here. Let's go to sheep. Pretty sure no, it's not that one. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah, that's it right there. What is this overlapping with? Don't be starting with me. Let's see here. We'll leave a little bit in between. Uh, we'll figure it out. We will put that about there. No. Yes. Okay. So why did it cost me extra? Wait, what? Oh. Oh, apparently it had to. That is so weird. Okay, whatever. Alright, let's go get our grass. I don't know about cuddling. I think they're cute. I'm not sure I'd be cuddling them though. Alright. Oh, apparently, no. Yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Um, alright, this is one of the bad things about this particular forklift. Okay. Apparently we only gonna be able to do a couple at a time, I think. I forgot to put my, actually, I know what I'm gonna do. Hold that thought. I can put some weight on here. Hang on a second. There's 14,000-ish, almost 14,000 liters of water in this. That should act as a decent weight. Then we should be able to pick those up. Look at that. Amazing. Alright. Let's go put these over here. You can use almost anything for a weight if you can figure out a way to do it. Now, if you have a problem backing up trailers, might not be the best idea. Just saying. Alright. I think we are going to throw that in there. Probably going to have one left. Or a little bit of one left. Yep, a little bit of one left. That's perfectly fine. Gotta put this one in for repairs as well. Alright. We will make us a U-turn. Alright. So we got those pins set up. I'm gonna go grab some more water. This is one of the main reasons I wanted this part of this pond down here so that I could just grab water from it. I am going to have to get a bigger water tanker at some point though. Alright, that field is done. We're going to have to put a roller on that soon too. We'll have to roll that field, and this one. It's going to be a lot of rolling. We did get a bigger roller, so that's always a nice thing. But yeah. Alright guys, well I've been going for about an hour and 42 minutes or thereabouts. I'm thinking I probably should go get something to eat because I wasn't hungry when I started the stream, but I'm starting to get hungry. Fortunately, I still have some leftover pork tenderloin. I put a little bit of barbecue in, and I've also got a couple of other things that are laying around that I can eat, so I don't have to fix anything per se. But although now that I think about it, I do have some. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't never seen a farmer roll a field. That's just me. Um, and I mean, in reality, let's stop here at this field real quick. Um, you're gonna get a yield bonus of 95%, 97, 95. This field, as far as I remember, um, all of these fields, all of them need rolling. You still get 95% yield bonus, or 97 in some spots. So why would you ever bother rolling the dang thing? Now I can understand maybe rolling the grass, maybe because it rolls it and pushes it down. I, I don't think I've ever seen a farmer roll. I mean, honestly, let's think about it. If you were going to roll it, you would probably have an attachment on the back of your seeder to roll it in. Um, or some method of pushing it down already. Um, I just don't. I'm sorry, it just does not compute to me. Grass seed, I might be able to understand because grass seed is, yeah. Um, I don't roll it after, if it grows, it doesn't get rolled as far as I'm concerned. Because the last time I did that, it just pushes it. Yeah, I don't roll it after. If it already has a growth stage, I do not roll it, period. Um, I think grass, see, I don't think you can actually roll after a certain state, like a growth stage on most crops, the actual crops themselves. You can on grass, but not on crops, if if I recall correctly. 'Cause I think I actually did. I think I actually did attempt to roll. Was it this one? I think I tested the edge of this one to see if it would roll and what kind of damage it would do to the crop, and it did nothing. Give me a minute and let me dump some water off. I'll actually grab the roller and see if it will actually roll anything. Actually, let's drop this now. Plenty of water in those two. I do have a small roller right here. No, I thought I had the other roller. Oh well, I got this one. We'll grab it and just run the edge. But I don't think, if I recall correctly, I don't think that you can actually roll a crop per se after it's been put in the ground. Not this particular, like, seed crop sort of thing right there. Let's go ahead and put that on the ground and see what it does. So as you can see, it is being rolled. It's not doing anything to it, but on the other side of the coin, I think you'll find that it's actually not showing that it's been rolled either. So yeah. So you can roll certain crops. Now that's wheat. So you can roll certain crops and it's not going to change the state of the crop per se. Like it's still going to have to be rolled. Giants. Go figure. But yeah, as far as I'm aware of, I have never seen anybody roll, like literally take a roller and roll their crop. I'm not saying they don't do it. I've never personally seen it. I mean, growing up the way I grew up, you planted seed and, you didn't have a freaking roller. You plowed, you planted, etc. and so on, be happy. Um, I don't know where they got that information. I would have to look that up to confirm that it actually does do something, if you know what I mean. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It kind of does with grass, but I mean, if you look at, go somewhere and look up, planting grass seed. At no point have I ever read anywhere that says, okay, well, you plow, you seed, you fertilize, and then you roll it. I've never seen that. I've never seen the rolling it part. Um, I don't know. I'm not an expert on these things. So your mileage may vary. I just don't know. To me, I don't think rolling is worth it. Um, it's a lot of extra hassle for what I think 2%. Yeah, I think it's 2% increase in yield. So to me, rolling kind of isn't worth it. The only reason I'm rolling the grass field is because I really do want as much of a bonus off the grass field as I can get. So yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go find some food. I appreciate y'all jumping in and watching, but I have a few things that I'd like to get done as far as eating, and I'm gonna let that worker continue doing that. I am gonna roll that field, the grass field. The rest of them I'm not gonna be bothered with. And then, yeah, I may go live again sometime next week, but this is technically tomorrow's video, Mondays. So the next one will be Wednesday. But I appreciate you guys jumping in. Um, Always appreciative of people taking the time out of their day to come in and join me. Um, Thank you, Miss Hillbilly. I greatly appreciate that. Well, there you go, Miss Hillbilly. Answers the question. Appreciate it, Miss Hillbilly. But like I said, I've never seen personally in my own personal experience uh, have we done any rolling when we planted stuff. So, but anyway, guys, have a fantastic Sunday. I hope all of you are able to relax and um, have a great day. It is the Sabbath. A lot of people might not believe in that, but it's supposed to be a day to relax. So you guys, please find a way to relax. Take care of yourselves. We will catch up with you later. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we will catch up with you later.